Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Photography Behind the Scenes. This one's going to be a misty one. This session was actually quite spontaneous. In the morning I woke up and saw that I had missed a misty morning and got a little upset. And then throughout the day the mist just stayed and I was getting annoyed by this tease. Finally, shortly before 4 o'clock I decided to go out and shoot because I guessed if the mist stayed all day so far it's probably not going to suddenly vanish now. And that brings me here. Maybe you remember this location from a previous video. I was out here a while ago doing phone photography. Anyway, I parked my bike at a bench and just walked along the path. To my right I saw this field with the higher grass, which I thought looked quite promising. I got a little warm-up shot here, nothing special, and decided to get closer to the high grass. Here, I set my camera up on the tripod to shoot, you guessed it, a self-portrait. Okay, not bad. Here they are. I have to say this is a really cool second photograph, only a few minutes into the session and I've already got something I'm quite satisfied with. I just love the overall mood created by the mist. This is exactly why I like shooting in the mist so much. I find it gives the scene so much atmosphere. After that, I crossed the path I came from to go onto the field on the other side and explore that side a little. In the distance, I saw this cute little hut hiding by the trees. I zoomed in with the lens to 75mm to reach it and got these photos. I think they're cool. I'm not overly excited about these, but I like the feeling they give me. I continued along that way, went through the bushes and came out here where I saw these plants rising up a little high. So I decided to try to get a photo of them with only the sky in the background. To do that, I got as low as possible and tried to find the frame I had imagined. This is what I got. The first one still has some of the trees visible in the back, which looking at it now actually doesn't look bad. Here's the second one without anything but the sky in the background. After getting those, I just looked around for more compositions or a direction to continue. As I was walking deeper into the fields, I liked the tree line, so I got a photo of it. Turned out alright, I'd say. Next, I came to these branch-like things here, no idea what you call these, and tried to get another photograph of the hut, but with these plants in the blurry foreground. As I passed this tree to my left, I found this bush that had formed around a tree trunk. I was thinking of trying to photograph myself somehow standing or sitting inside these bushes, so I walked away from the spot to gain some distance and set up the camera. So, what do these look like? Okay, I'll have to do it again. I want me to be much smaller. You see these shoes here? that's nowhere near white anymore. Anyway, what do we have here? Okay, yeah, interesting. Let's move on to the next shot. This second attempt worked out quite nicely, I think. I like these. After that, I just continued to walk along the field and found a new spot to stop at. Okay, so the next shot is going to be a portrait. I'm thinking of focusing on the forest and having me as a portrait blurry. I think that could look cool. Could try it out. Oh, I was actually hoping to be much blurrier than that. It's not very blurry. Oh, the colors are amazing. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in to 75 mil. Alright, let's check that. Yeah, that's better. So I've got my shutter speed set to 1/20th now to go even lower. I'm a little overexposed now, but I think it should be fine. Just to get myself even blurrier with motion blur. Let's try it out. Now that was some weird moves there. I hope they look cool on camera. Oh! Actually, that one's kind of cool. I mean, I'm way too close in my opinion, but this one's also pretty cool. I just don't like the angle of the composition though. Maybe if I go low with the camera it can work. Okay, once more. This time I'm going to go lower with the camera and tilt it up a bit. Maybe by doing that the composition can be optimized, because the horizon line is now in the middle and I'd actually quite like to have it at least at the bottom third, if not even lower, but I think even lower is unrealistic. Okay, once more. So I've put the horizon further up again, and this time I plan to run all the way back into the forest and just run back here. No weird dancing around in front of the lens, because I think that could be quite a cool shot. We'll see. This has to be something now. Yeah, come on, I think something will be in there. That'll do. But the forest is looking really epic now, so I think I'm just going to check out the forest itself. So that was that. I shot a lot of photos here, which are all kind of good. However, there's not that one photo that strikes out to me as the best of the bunch. But there is one that I do think I prefer over the others, this one. Funny enough, this is one of the first photographs of the whole lot I shot there. I'm really not sure though, so if you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments. I'd be interested to read. It's getting cold out here, and dark actually. I think probably it's about 5 o'clock now, so it's gonna get dark really soon. And it's also gotten much colder. Running around with my jacket open like that was not the best at the moment, but I think I shall have to do it again for this place here. I'm thinking maybe just standing in this higher brownish grass. This forest looks so epic. so I was aiming to photograph straight into the forest and place myself in the composition as this forest explorer kind of character. Ooh. Definitely looks scary. These turned out pretty cool, I think. I made them quite dark and cold. Looks scary, I find. I wanted it to feel a bit like a film still of a story in which the protagonist needs to escape the forest or something. Then I saw a few things I wanted to just quickly shoot handheld. First, this plant here with the forest in the back. I like the strong background separation here. I think the photograph works pretty well. And then I just wanted to get another shot of these trees fading away in the mist. Here again, the photograph itself is very simple, but the mist creates such an interesting atmosphere. Next, I began to make my way back towards my bicycle across the field. On the way, I spotted the trees I'd walked by previously and thought these could maybe work as a composition. Turned out okay, I think. Then I came back to this wooden hideout I also passed previously and decided to try another intervalometer shot of me walking towards the hideout. I think this one worked out nicely. I like how blurry I am to create the sense of depth in the photo. As I continued walking, I turned around at one point and found the scenery as a whole pretty cool. It's empty in a way due to all the mist, but also mysteriously detailed with the forest barely visible in the distance. So I decided to try to photograph this place with me walking off into the emptiness. This one turned out beautifully, I find. I think the emptiness works really well here. The place seems big and quiet. I also edited a colder version of the photo. I'm still not entirely sure though which I prefer, but I think I'm leaning towards the neutral, warmer edit. After shooting that photo, the GoPro unfortunately ran out of battery, so I couldn't continue filming, but I did continue the photography session. So here are a few of the many more photographs I shot that evening. I walked back to my bike where I stayed for a while to get some photos on the path and around the area. Later, on my way home, I stopped a few more times to get a few photographs here and there, and the last photos I shot were more experimental actually. I tried to get some interesting photos with only the lights from the passing cars. This session was definitely a success. It was really hard to choose a photo of the day, but I think I'll go with this one. I just love the mood of it, and just the overall atmosphere is really cool in this one, I think. As always, comment your favorites, I'm curious to know your thoughts. So far, October and November have been two amazingly photogenic months, the two main misty months here in Austria. I'm guessing the season is now pretty much over again, and now heading into December there's probably not going to be that much mist around anymore, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If so, leave a like, it helps me to get noticed by the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and I'll hopefully see you again next week in the next video. Until then, goodbye.